Hello, good morning. It's Leanne Peters here. I've got a very strange camera angle because my baby tripod is not very supportive. So it just wants to collapse on everything. So I apologise for the strange angle, but I'm here, so welcome. I'm just sort of getting myself together. It's This is one of two of our healing events for patrons, the patrons that pledge $50 or more for January. So thank you so much for your support. So we've had six people at that level this month. So I've split the healing event into two. So there's this one and then another one a bit later today. If you're watching this live. So I want to thank you so much for your support. It feels really special to be here. There's something very special and sacred about this moment, so thank you. My name's Leanne Peters and I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook, Temple of Balance on YouTube, and Temple of Balance on Patreon. So thanks. So let's get my stuff together. I don't have that much to get together because it's all just sitting here in my tub. So who I'm connecting with today is Carol White, Radzy, and KantiDevi Wedad. I'm connecting with you three in this first recording. So I have your names here in my little pot, and I'm going to pull one of you out at a time. Before I start, I'm really inspired to do some smudging. So we'll do some smudging first. I've got my smudge bowl and my smudge stick, my sage stick. So I'm going to light this and we'll just do a little bit of clearing before we start. Let's just take a nice big breath. And whether you're one of the people on my healing list today or not, I'm sure it's no accident that you happen to be here. So if you're open to receiving some guidance or some support through these connections, then I'm sure it will be so. I'm sure it's no accident that you happen to be here. Everything seems to... I've been doing these types of events for quite a long time. Hi, Susie. Yeah, I'm glad you're here. So just be open and receptive to receiving what you need, and I'm sure you will receive something helpful. So I've been hosting... It's lovely to connect with you too. Thanks, Susie. I've been doing these types of connections for quite a few years now. It started off on my internet radio, and you know, I'd be connecting with individuals on that sort of call-in show, if you like. But I always get emails from people saying, even though that healing or that connection was for someone else, like that was... it sounded to me like you were talking to me. So I've seen time and time again from years of doing this that it doesn't matter whether I'm talking to you directly or not. I trust that you've been led here for a reason. And of course, if you would like me to connect with you more directly, then please have a look at my Patreon. But if not, I'm sure that you will receive something supportive. So just need to be open to it. I'll relight my smudge stick. It's gone out a bit. So nice big breath. We'll start with a bit of clearing and then we'll get straight into this connection. So nice big breath, and imagine this sacred smoke washing over your body and carrying away with it all negative energies, entities, cords, hooks, attacks and attachments. Be willing to let things go that you've been holding on to or that have been weighing you down. So let's take 3 nice big breaths. Okay, good. Alrighty. Let's just put this out and then we will get started. So I'll be here probably for about 30 to 40 minutes. And then once I'm just about to finish, I'll let you know when I'll be back. If you're in Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Standard Time, I'll be back at noon. So I'm working, as I'm connecting, I'll be working with my healing energy cards, and I've also got my In Creation healing energy cards number 2. So I've got those here. And I've been, like I said before, I've been doing this for a while, and I don't know how, I can't really explain why, and I'm sure we can all do it, and I'm sure there's nothing special about me. But I've spent many years now refining the way I connect with people. And I just need to think of the person, and I'm tuning in straight away. And I'm really sensitive in my body, and I know how my body feels. I know my body really well, that I know what's not my energy. So as I'm tuning into someone, I'm going to pick up things in my own body that's not my stuff, because I know what my body feels like normally. And I'm also going to potentially get flashes and visions of things. And because this is a healing focus, this is healing guidance, I'm really interested in, the healing energy, the blockages that may be sensed that I'm picking up. I just got to trust, basically. I have no plan. I don't know what we're going to do at all. I've just got to trust in the moment and in the connections 100%. So the first person I'm connecting with is this person. It's Radzy. So Radzy, take a nice big breath, please. If you're watching the replay later, it doesn't matter. It's all still very valid. We're connecting beyond time and space. So Radzy, take a nice big breath, and everyone else that's open to receiving. And I'll pull a healing energy card for you. And we'll see. Oh, jeepers, I'm dropping them everywhere. I take it they need a nice reshuffle. So healing energy card for Radzy is this. Mind Thoughts. This is card 19. So this is about exploring the dimension or reality of your mind. And I see this visual of exploring this reality like it's a country, or like it's a landmass, like it's almost like a whole universe or a whole entity. And as you're exploring the depths of your mind, there's also this feeling of, on the fringes, these weeds or vines that are wanting to encroach on that mental reality space. So I'm seeing the edges of these fast-growing, weedy vines that want to take over the whole space of the mind. But on the inside, there's this beautiful open void. It looks like space to me, even though it feels very earthy and very sort of country, continent sort of like. So that's what I'm feeling from this card. This is talking strongly about mental energy. But let's tune in and see what's loudest in your vibration here, Radzy. I see here at your heart the wings of a dragonfly, and it's quite a large dragonfly. I feel the bottom of it sits here at your solar plexus. The top sits here at your throat. So can't quite see, but this is the sort of body of the dragonfly, and you've got these wings that sort of spread out here right across your heart, and the wings are translucent, so they look like dragonfly wings. I'm just thinking, are they colourful or are they clear? But anyway, I'm seeing these as very clear, very fine, very delicate wings here on the heart. This is stirring up some energy here in the heart. Now, to me, dragonflies, unless you have a specific connection with them, Radzy, for me, when I'm seeing dragonflies, I see them as a sign of shifting out of illusion and further into truth. So I feel that there's something illusional, something that's shifting for you, especially in these 3 chakras. So the solar plexus, the heart, the throat chakra. So there's a shift here in reality and a shift over into truth. And I feel this dragonfly, it's like it's almost merged here in this area. So remembering your solar plexus chakra is your power center. So this is about your personal power, your courage to step into change, your courage to embody your truth. Your heart chakra, this is your center for love, love of self, love of others, love of all creation, but also acceptance as well. There's something shifting up quite high here in the heart. And the throat chakra, this is your center for truth, feeling safe to speak your truth and be who you are. So something's shifting, something's flipping. And I almost feel that this dragonfly, this big one sitting here, that it wants to flip, or like it wants to roll over. And when it rolls over, it shows me that it's a butterfly. So there's a shift, a rolling over feeling here that's affecting these areas, but you may notice it as an area of your life that kind of links in with these things that I was talking about, your power, your heart or acceptance and truth, or communication too may be linked there with the throat chakra. And there's this turnaround, this feeling here of flipping over. This is directly connected too with your mental state. So there's a mental tie in here in some ways, and I feel that this conscious, it feels like a conscious flip or conscious roll out of or shift from illusion and further into truth is actually clearing those vines and those weeds that I felt on the outer edges of your mind that are wanting to encroach. So I feel like at the moment there's something that you're exploring, there's something that you're feeling upon or working out what your truth is, and it's probably something that you're in the process of as this turns around and as this flips and as the butterfly reveals itself from the dragonfly. Hi Linda. So I sort of feel at the moment you're in the middle of this. So what I feel like I need to say is just keep trusting in what you feel you need to explore and where you're going with this. You know, your personal exploration, your self-awareness, if you like. So the dragonfly's in the process of shifting now. The wings are really getting my attention. The dragonfly wings, which are clear and delicate and really fine. And I feel that there's something that's key here, almost like a trap, with the illusion that you may be exploring at the moment, the illusion versus truth thing, which may be presenting itself in a slightly different way. That's how I'm seeing it. I feel like it may be demonstrating itself or revealing itself to you in a slightly different way. You know, it's almost like a net that's being thrown over you. And I see the dragonfly wings as like this net that's being thrown over you, and maybe an influence of some sort, or something that sounded really good and maybe a little bit too good to be true. There's something sort of connecting here with this as well. Let's grab one of the healing energy cards, number 2, and see what that wants to add here. Jeepers, I'm having a really disastrous shuffling morning here. No, it's not that bad because the cards just need a reshuffle, but I don't want to be dropping cards every time I'm shuffling. So, Radzy, what do we need to know now about moving forward, or what wants to be added to this, or what validation do we need, if any? So, we have this. Okay, we've got this card 68, and it says, letting life progress. It says, making the most of an unwanted situation. So I'm wondering if this illusional energy is connected in some way to a situation that you're not 100% happy with, or not feeling 100% keen about. And you're being encouraged to let life progress by making the most of a situation you may not be completely happy about or wanting in your life. So, you know, this reminds me of... You know, there's some things, I'm thinking specifically about the body really at this time. You know, there's some things that we have to work around, especially in regards to our body's limitations, our body's health, our body's things that it's going through. We have to, it's one real thing that we've got to work around. So we may want to fly, for example, but there are certain limitations of our body. There may be things that you're wanting to do at the moment, Radzy, that there is not necessarily your body, but some type of limitation or something that is that you may be rejecting, that you're being encouraged to find acceptance with and make the most of a situation that may not be wanted. That's how you're going to let life progress. So if you've been feeling a bit stuck lately, then this is about getting that sort of wheel turning again as well. So I trust this resonates for you, Radzy, and thanks so much for your support and for allowing me to connect with you today. Namaste. Okay, let's pop these cards back. And we will connect with my second person. So I've got three people I'm connecting with now, and then another three in an hour or so. Next is Carol White. So Carol, please take a nice big breath. I'm going to have a sip of water. Okay, let's see. Actually, I'm going to use the Healing Energy cards number 2 first for you. So, Carol White, take a nice big breath, please. And see what's going on. Oops. Oh, dear. Okay, back on top. All right. Okay, Carol, we have, oh, I thought that was upside down for a minute. We've got this card. So this is new for us. This is card 61, and it says, detecting the nuances. It says the small and delicate things matter. So there's a zooming in feeling here, and a feeling of focusing on the small things that matter and the small things to be grateful for. And really noticing those small little nuances, those small little things that you may not be noticing right now as beneficial and as something to acknowledge and be grateful for. So this is usually coming up when there's something bigger that's distracting us and there's something that's going on in our life. And we might be working out how to cope with that. And part of that coping may be at the moment to look at the small things, the little gestures, the small little moments to appreciate. And these are actually something to really savor, because I feel like you sort of noticing them and grasping them, bringing them close to your heart, like they're, hi Janita, like they're really special and precious. There's a sense here of almost knowing that this is not going to last. So enjoying these moments where you can, almost like putting time on pause before you go through the big changes that are present. So savor those little moments, those delicate little nuances and details, because this is going to be what feeds your soul in some ways as you prepare to move forward. So let's just tune in, Carol, and see what's going on in your body. And I'm being drawn straight down to your feet, and I feel some grounding is going to be really important. So there's this feeling here, a sense that there's a lot of energy in the head and not a lot of energy in the lower part of the body, which is understandable. This happens sometimes, especially when we have big things going on in our life, or we've got lots on our mind because of whatever reason. So when we've got a lot on our mind on an energetic level, it brings all our energy up into here, and the energy needs to be fed, so it draws it out of the body to begin with. So there is not a lot of energy from your knees down. So you might have been feeling quite exhausted, flattened, especially physically, and not having a lot of energy to do much on a physical level. And that's because a lot of this energy is feeding this almost top heavy mental state at the moment. So I'm really being drawn down to your feet, and I feel like we need to bring the energy down. And it doesn't mean that we're bringing your worries and your stresses and the pressure that you're under mentally. We're not bringing that down into your body. This is just simply energy. So what we're doing or how we're using that energy determines, I guess, what role it's playing. So at the moment, the role of this energy is to keep your mind thoughts active, and you're probably awake at night just rolling around with thoughts rolling around in your head, because it feels like they're almost non-stop at the moment. So what we need to do is bring the energy that's at the moment in the role of a mind thought. We want to bring the energy down into the body so it can shift into more of a life force energy that keeps you grounded and balanced. So from the knees, the top of the knees, so just down the thighs, down, feels very, we could say, low in energy, or thinned out. There's almost like a faded, thinned out energy down here. So there's quite an ungrounded feeling. So I'm being drawn down to your feet, as I've said. Okay, and what I'm feeling is this energy coming down and creating like a robe, the bottom of a robe that you're wearing. So it's coming down and it's filling the area pretty much from your knees down like a robe that's filling in. So it's like before there was an outline of a robe, or before we could say you had more of, if it was energy that we're talking about, more of something tighter on that sort of went, a pair of shorts, let's say, and there was just very faded energy down from below that. And now the energy is taking the form of this robe. So it's filling out down the bottom area as this kind of, see, this is my sculpting, isn't it? Because I can, I get this visual of the things that I've been sculpting, and as I sculpt, I have to make, you know, if I'm sculpting a person, a figure, I have to have it quite wide and full, this robe kind of, or dress or whatever they might be wearing at the bottom to keep it stable. And that's just the visual I'm getting. So it's funny how the energy kind of feeds into what I've been doing. So it's filling in down the bottom part, just like, you know, we're forming sort of a sculpture or a solidness within your body. And I feel that the energy as it's coming down, it's getting a little bit built up around the back of the neck on both sides. So there's a sort of a suppression feeling that's coming in around the back of the neck. And because it's coming in around the back, even though it may be happening in your life now, this is showing me that there is actually a past wound or a past blockage that's being stirred at the moment. So you might be feeling a bit suppressed in your life, and you might think, oh yeah, that's this current situation and all that stuff. But because it's showing up for me, I'm feeling it here in the back. This is showing me that it's actually happened before. So this may be an opportunity as this suppressive energy comes up and you're probably feeling a bit suppressed and like you can't really communicate the truth and what's really going on or how you really feel. There's a gagging sort of feeling here, but it's happened before. So this is going to be the key to working with what you're going through for your actual healing on a bigger level. So maybe worth thinking about, when have you felt suppressed in the past? When have you felt that authority figures have been shutting you down or not allowing you to speak up or communicate or say the truth? Or there's a sense here that you know the truth behind closed doors, that the truth has been told, but you have to keep it behind closed doors. So there's a feeling here that this has happened before. So it might be worth thinking about maybe in previous circumstances or maybe earlier in your life where things had been spoken in private and you'd been told, don't go and repeat this. This is not anyone else's business. So there's probably a link here. So I feel this energy kind of blocking up here, like there's a block in the stream of energy moving down. So we're just going to, these feel like little rocks on a waterfall. So if this was energy here around your head and we want to bring it down your body like a robe, it's like waterfall energy. So it's another way of looking at it, waterfall coming down, and two rocks here at the back of the neck, which is making the water kind of flow over, but it feels like a bit of a block. So I want to just remove these rocks. I feel like we can kind of reach into the waterfall of energy that we're pouring down and pull those out, but it still might be worth looking at. When have you felt like this before, and look at what you can do to shift and release that from your experience. So take a nice big breath and just reaching in here to the back, both sides of the back of your neck, and just pulling that rock hard energy out and throwing it down to the earth where it just returns back to love. And this has now created a bit of a hollow here in the back of the throat or the back of the neck where the water or the energy just kind of moves in and then continues flowing down. It's shifting burdens over your shoulders. So I can feel burdens and rubble and gravel and things flowing away as this energy turns very watery. And it flows down your arms, down the front of your body, and down to the top of your knees. So now we need to really concentrate on getting it down to your feet. So it flows down to your knees, and for some reason sort of stops here. And I feel like I'm now at the beach. You know, I don't know if you have done this before, if we just do it here, but when the waves are kind of coming in on the beach and you're digging a tunnel to go to a sandcastle that you might have made, or you may be making a sandcastle, and then you're creating a channel for the water from the surf to move over to the moat of this sandcastle that you've made. And that's what I feel like I'm doing here at the bottom part. So just above your knees, like the bottom of a pair of shorts, if you're wearing a pair of shorts, I feel like I need to like dig out a channel that goes all the way down your legs. And it's like digging a channel out from the surf to the sandcastle. So in other words, from the top of so above your knees to your feet, and just digging a channel out here on both sides so that this energy can move down and then sort of fill up this whole area. So creating these channels and this water, this energy, which looks like waterfall energy to me, it moves down to your feet and now starts filling out all of this area. As it's filling out, it's also clearing out some old energy here in your feet and around your ankles. And it's now just starting to build up. So now it's starting to become more solid and less like water and more solid, maybe like wet sand, sort of stacking up on itself. So creating a nice solid anchored point around your feet and your ankles especially. So there's this strong sense of anchoring now, almost being magnetized to the ground, which is going to help bring more grounding energy in. There's repair that's going on now around the back of the neck and also around the top of the shoulders. So just keep, as you're going through the things that you're going through at the moment, Carol, maybe just continue to visualize any excess energy that you're dealing with mentally. Just imagine that sort of turning into a waterfall perhaps and washing down over your body so that your whole body can continue to receive the energy that it needs. So let's grab our healing energy card to see what that wants to add. Okay. So, Carol, your healing energy card to confirm or add or whatever it wants to do is this. Sacred Love, card 40. This is very much about your connection with yourself. And although you may be, there may be thoughts and talks about other people and your concern about other people, or you're feeling responsible for other people, I feel like at this time your self-love is going to be really important, and your self-acceptance of who you are. Your downtime, your time for you, when you can manage it and capture those little pockets of time, are also going to be really valuable. So your self-love and your reconnecting with you is essential at the moment, so you don't feel too divided in yourself, if you like, because there's a lot going on. So there's a lot to just nurture and look after about what you're going through. So I trust this makes sense. Thank you so much, Carol, for your support and for letting me connect with you. Namaste. So the people I'm connecting with today are some of my patrons. They're at the $50 level a month or higher. So if you would like to be included in something like this next month, just have a look on my Patreon page, which the link should be in the video information, and see if it resonates with you or works for your budget. You can join, some people join for a one-off month, and then they just cancel at the end of the month, which is totally fine. So you're still added to the event for that particular month that you're able or want to join. And then, or other people continue for a few months in a row or for a long-term time period. So it just depends on what you want and if you want to. So the next person, the last person I'm connecting with for this particular connection is KantiDevi Wedad. So KantiDevi, it's your time now. Please take a nice big breath. Chimes. throat. Being drawn straight to this for you, KantiDevi. So nice big breath. Okay, let's grab a healing energy card for you and we'll see what it wants to be. And we'll go from there. Oops. Okay, KantiDevi, your healing energy card is this. New vibration. This talks about new energy coming in and it's growing within you as well. This talks about staying connected, so connected to above, connected to below, and feeding the new that you're generating or creating or building in your life or within yourself, feeding that with your connections to spirit, your connections to your higher self, if you like, and your connections to your body, your connections to the moment. So your grounded connections. So this is a really great balance energy and it talks about new energy coming in. And suddenly I can feel this whoosh of energy coming in from behind you. It's very windy. So that's another strong mental energy. So there's already been, all the connections so far have been very, had a lot of mental energy connected. So the wind is very dry, airy, so mental energy, and it's sweeping in from behind and it feels fresh. It feels like a wind change. It feels like a change in wind direction. It feels like a fresh, warm or cool. If you've had really hot weather, it feels like a cool change. If you've had cold weather, it feels like a warm change. It just feels like a refreshing energy that's blowing in from behind you and it's strong and I can see the visual of it. You know, we can't see wind, we can see its effects, but I can see the visual of this wind really quite strongly. So it's sweeping in from behind and it's pushing you into areas, experiences, situations, circumstances, moments that are brand new for you, that are potential opportunities for you to stretch yourself, to grow, to challenge yourself, to step into something new. There's something new that you're being pushed into or propelled into that's coming from this new energy that I see in the form of wind. It's probably going to come as a motivation, like a mental motivation, a mental idea or an inspiration that sparks mentally, because it does have that strong mental feeling. There's a lot of movement with it too. And as it moves in from behind, I can feel it sort of dispersing itself through your hands, through your actions, through your communications. So your expression, whether you're expressing through creating, speaking, writing, actions, body movement, whatever way you're expressing yourself, is, I feel, the way that this energy that's coming in is going to be expressed. You're expressing it, so it's coming into you, and there's this very wide range of expressions that it's going to be working with you and into. I don't know if this is making any sense. I get the visual strongly, but I'm not sure if it's sort of making sense to you. But I feel your expression, and it's not just limited to one form. There's a whole range of expressions, and this is how you're going to bring that raw wind energy, that fresh energy, into form in your life. So you're not waiting. There's a sense here, you're not waiting for others to give you information. You're not waiting for the door to swing open and an opportunity to come knocking. There's a sense here that this new energy, the way to work with it is to channel it then into an expression. So it doesn't matter what the expression is. And like I say, it doesn't feel like it's going to be one expression. It feels like it's going to most likely be several. And depends on what you're feeling and what you're intuiting from that. So let it push you, because it's going to push your expressions to the next level. It's going to, and I'm feeling a lot of heat here around the hands. And there's a healing energy too that's coming in. I don't know if you're doing healing work or hands-on healing, but this energy feels really strong. So that's probably also part of this expression of energy. So as you create, as you build, as you mold, as you heal, as you make things, even if it's dinner, this is all part of this expression. So this, it's almost like this wind, this energy is actually coming from behind and it's coming into you. And as it comes into you, then it's just sort of raw energy sitting there. It's raw power, if you like, that then is your way of responding to that energy is to use your expressions in the way that feels right in those moments. So let yourself find a flow with your expression. And in some ways, I feel that previously there may have been blocks with some of your expressions, maybe overthinking it or thinking that you're not skilled enough or qualified enough or you don't know how to do something. I mean, sometimes we do have to learn and master certain skills so we can develop them and we can be competent at them as a form of expression. So be careful you're not getting in your own way with some of your expressions, because for some of them there feels to be a bit of a jolty energy. And it feels as this new energy comes in, it's going to teach you how to be more fluent and allowing and flowing with what you're expressing and what you're creating, what you're saying, what you're doing, and how you're translating that raw energy that's in you into a form that can be part of your life experience. So there's a fluid of movement, and I feel this is a big part of what you're learning is how to express and tap into that fluid movement of expression. So it's really interesting perspective. Let's see which healing energy card number 2 wants to add to this. So okay, KantiDevi, your card is this. It is card 56, and it says, uncovering the heart, revealing and releasing smallness. And this is a very great example of the energy that I'm feeling. But I would see this as the expression, as the voice of that energy that's coming into you. So it's like raw, almost invisible energy that's just unique for you, that's coming in as this wind. And the way you express it is also unique to you. But I'm feeling this would be like an expression, colourful, vibrant, open, beautiful. So it says, uncovering the heart, revealing and releasing smallness. So really letting your small thoughts about yourself, really letting those be revealed and released, so that you can find a more fluent and flowing and less jagged way of expressing yourself. And the heart energy is strong with this, and maybe because it sits here in the heart, as you express out through your creations, it's kind of like an extension of the heart, these beautiful arms and hands. As you express and say what you need to say, it comes up from the heart. As you move your body, maybe that center of power is your heart. So maybe there's a key here to your heart and letting it be uncovered so that you can be a true expression of spirit, a true expression of the new energy that's available to you, that wants to be birthed through you. The seeds are planted. Yeah, it's beautiful. So thanks, KantiDevi. I trust this resonates with you. And thank you so much for your support. Namaste. So if I have connected with you today, thank you. And just a little reminder that if you've had energy stirring up, I recommend that you drink lots of water, listen to your body, and be kind and gentle to yourself. And just allow a few days for this energy to settle. Let it stir up, whatever it's stirred up, so you can explore things and move deeper in with your healing as well. So thank you so much. If you want to learn more or you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out via my website at templeofbalance.com.au. And I will be back in 1 hour and 20 minutes for our second healing event for patrons for today. So if I haven't connected with you yet and you're on my list, then you're most likely in the next section. So I look forward to connecting with you, and I'll be back very soon. So thanks so much. Sending you loads of love from my heart to yours. Namaste. Bye.